Morning, everyone. We would like to welcome Matt Fitzpatrick here to the Media Center at the Memorial presented by Workday. Matt, you're making your fourth start here. Just want to get some general thoughts about being familiar with this course and, of course, 2 seasons ago having a third place finish.
Yeah, I like it a lot here. It's you come back every year and the golf course is in perfect shape. It's arguably one of the best that we play all year. Obviously last year Jack made some changes as well, which I think probably enhanced the course in a different way, and I'm just looking forward to going out there and seeing the course today and seeing how it's playing.
And going back to in 2020, you had a strong final round. Any specific memories from the final round?
It was incredibly hard, yeah. It was windy, dry, firm, fast. It was really, really tricky, and to play as well as I did that last round was pretty nice.
And already 6 top 10s this season, and entering this week, you already have back-to-back top 5s. So how's your game feeling?
Yeah, it feels good. I mean, it's been a good season so far, and like you say, last 2 tournaments I played well as well. So this week's a little bit different for me. The one time that I played well, it was at a different time of year, and the golf course was very, very different, firm and fast. And the other 3 times I've played, or 2 times I've played, it's been actually 3 times. I'm counting the Workday Charity Open in that as well. It's been really, really soft, and sort of maybe didn't necessarily play as much to my strength. So I'm going to be interested to see how it is this week and see how it plays, really.
And with that, we'll open up to questions in the media. If you guys have a question, go and raise your hand. We'll get a microphone over to you. We'll start off with Cameron Morfitt here.
Hey, Matt, your record on the PGA Tour suggests that you hope for really, really hard conditions. But when you won the U.S. Amateur in Boston and when you've won on the European Tour, has it always been that way?
When I've won, has it always been hard conditions?
Yeah. Has it always been really, really tough for everyone?
No, not really. I wouldn't say so. My most recent win, yes, Valderrama is, it's Valderrama. Everyone kind of knows what that is. But I think of tournaments, the ones that I've won in Dubai, DP World. It wasn't, I think it was 15 or 16 under that won, maybe. So no, it's not always like that, I guess. I guess sort of over here, I think that maybe when it is I feel like it's rarer over here that the conditions get really, really, really difficult. And I just think whenever that seems to happen, I seem to play well, and I feel like maybe players aren't necessarily used to that. Sort of the firmness and fastness. When I first came over to America, every golf course you play, it's perfectly green and perfect condition. In the UK, a lot of clubs can't afford sprinkler systems and can't keep that green lushness about the golf course. So I think having that experience of playing on firm and faster golf courses in the UK has definitely come in handy.
And then just to follow up on that, do you think it's just as likely that your first PGA Tour victory might come at a major just because you prefer so tough?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess that'd be nice. I mean, I look at where I have played well in the majors, not many of them, but US Open seems to me my best event of all 4 of them. And I think that sort of says everything, really. What everyone knows US Opens to be, and I think that's sort of definitely something that I've enjoyed more than maybe playing some of the US PGAs where they've been longer and softer and sort of not necessarily lower scoring, but just a little bit more a different kind of toughness, I guess.
We'll go over now to Steve.
You've played here 4 times now. What is your approach to the 16th hole, which has been renovated quite a bit, and it's been pretty fierce a few years? What's your approach when you come to 16?
The year I finished third was to hit it into the bunker and try and get up and down. It was just playing that firm that day, but I can't really, I can't really remember sort of what happened last year. I think maybe I hit one in the bunker and one on the green. But I know particularly back when I played well, I just remember the whole week it was just really, really firm, and it was downwind as well, so it was incredibly hard to stop the ball. I think there was only one man that hit it within 20 feet or something, and that was Tiger Woods. So I think that says it all.
Have you been back to the country club since you won the amateur?
Yeah, I've been back a couple of times. I went back during Thanksgiving 2013, literally a few months later. And then me and my caddy actually played the golf course probably 2 years, probably 2020 now in the summer. We didn't play the exact routing of what it's going to be for US Open, but it was good to see it, and it was in great shape, and it's going to be a great week.
Will you go back before the US Open?
No.
Okay.
No.
Do you think you have any advantage having won the amateur? I would imagine 6 rounds. Even though it's 9 years later, the field's going to be tougher, the court's going to be set up differently, but what advantage do you think you have going into this US Open?
I think just that, having played the golf course so much, obviously it is going to be different. It's 9 years later, there's lots of things changed, my game's changed, but I just think having previous positive history on it, I feel like it gives me confidence, to feel like, oh yeah, no one beat me that week, and you go into this week and thinking, oh yeah, played so well here before. It's one of those things that you feel like suits you, and just gives you confidence going into the week, knowing that you can do well. I sort of spoke a lot this year about playing golf courses that you're comfortable with, and that's sort of exactly what I've felt like with a lot of places, and I feel like this falls under that category too.
Go here in the front with Rob.
Curious, Matt, young European, you probably grew up knowing Tiger, following Tiger. What was your thought of Jack Nicklaus? Was he just a legend in your mind, or what are your thoughts about Jack and coming up and knowing who he was?
Yeah, I mean, growing up, my dad always made sure that I knew that Jack was, the best of all time, 18 majors. My dad was a big Jack fan. And I'll be honest, it's kind of been very surreal the last 5-6 years since I've turned pro, just because I wouldn't say I've spent a lot of time with Jack, but I'm a member at the Bears Club in Florida, and he's there regularly. I've had regular lunches with him, where he's just come and sat down with me, and Jack Nicklaus is asking you, do you mind if I join you? And I'm like, of course not. It is pretty surreal. We once did a golf day in Ireland, and he was kind enough to offer not just me a lift on his plane, but my parents as well. And that I feel like that kind of says everything you need to know about him, really. But for me, I feel like he's such a great man, and everything he's achieved in the game, and his record speaks for itself. Obviously, it's I've got a lot of respect for him.
When you're having lunch with Jack Nicklaus, do you become more self-conscious? You know what I mean?
No, I just I'm just always interested as to what he has to say, and sort of I was asking him the other week about what's he getting up to, and does he still play, and he doesn't. He said he's sort of spending a lot of time on his course design, and he's telling me how many he's got in the pipeline and stuff, and I think that's absolutely amazing that he's still so busy with that stuff, and I think he's so amazed that he's so busy with it as well. I think he'd probably like it to calm down, I guess, but the times that I've had with him, it's pretty special.
A lot of the names we've heard associated with Live Golf are older players. I'm just curious, you're a younger European again. Do you have thoughts on whether that be something you would entertain someday, or is it just out of sight, out of mind right now? Where are you with Live Golf?
Yeah, listen, Tiger made a great point. I think the other week at the PGA in his press conference that he's there to create legacies and to win tournaments, to win majors, and that's definitely where I am. And it was interesting. It was kind of, I'll be honest, some tournaments when I'm maybe not necessarily in it and I can't win, then I do think, well, at least on the bright side, I've made this much this week, after the tournament's over. I came away from the USPGA and literally just couldn't care less about how much I'd made that week. It was like I was just gutted that I didn't win. I had a chance and I didn't take it, and that kind of sort of said a lot to myself about myself. That's literally that's all I'm bothered about out here. It's you want to have records. I want to win tournaments, and for me, that's why for now the sort of live golf doesn't interest me. In 5 years, if all of a sudden that becomes the main tour, then obviously you sort of rethink your options. But for now, I'm out here. I want to make sure I give myself the best chance of winning big tournaments, winning majors, and going about my career like that, really.
Jacob Myers with the Columbus Dispatch. Matt, this is the first time in I don't know how many years that Tiger nor Phil have been here. I'm sure you've gotten this question in a variety of ways in other tournaments, but as a guy growing up watching those guys, does it feel like, I'm sure the patrons feel it, but do you guys kind of feel it when they're not in the field?
I don't, if I'm honest. I don't. I'm just, I'm just trying to concentrate on myself and stuff. It's more the opposite, that you know when Tiger's playing, it has all of a sudden he's on the range has a different feel. That's the difference for me when they are playing, or particular Tiger. But when they're not, it's kind of just like I don't really think about it, to be honest. No.
Unless there are any others, I'll wrap it up with one. Have you been able to speak with your brother, Alex, since he's wrapped up his collegiate career with Wake Forest?
Yeah, I spoke to him. He's he's happy with the way his college career was. Unfortunately, he finished 6th on the rankings, despite some discrepancies. So we'll see about that. But he's enjoyed his time, and I think he's looking forward to his next step, really.
Perfect. Thank you, Matt, for joining us, and we wish you the best of luck this week.
Thank you.